Afternoon, y'all. Figured I'd do a Let's Play. Been saying I'm going to be doing this for a while. Been meaning to do it for the past couple weeks. Unfortunately, I've been sick with a cold. I'm slightly getting over it finally, but still got a cough now and then, so you might catch me muting my microphone and whatnot. But I figured I'd come on here for a little bit. We're playing on Rocky Mountain Valley. This is the starting point, at least when you come back into the game after you save it once. I think it starts another spot. But anyhow. Uh, so we're gonna be just doing traditional field work, nothing special, nothing fancy right now. You'll catch me just tabbing through. I use courseplay a fair amount. And just see what my vehicles are doing. One mod that I missed very much from 17 is the vehicle group switcher. So, uh, anyways, now I have to tab through a lot of that stuff. If you've never seen this map before, this place is pretty big. This is a 16x map. Been told that they're still doing some edits to it, but I was able to obtain a public copy of this off their Facebook page. But yeah, these fields are pretty large and whatnot. It takes quite a bit of time. I know that I set a harvester over here on this field 1 and harvested it when I first started this game, and it took a few hours. So because of the size of these fields and whatnot, and mainly just because of the size, I'm using course play pretty regular. Some of them are irregular shapes, like 41 down here has got this angle to it, where regular helper just doesn't work worth a crap. I have gotten a couple of different copies of the AI extension, and I don't know what the deal is, but I can't get the HUD to work. I can't open the settings, that sort of thing. So anyhow, I know y'all didn't come here to listen to me blabber about that crap, so let's get to work. As far as when I do my field work, I do it differently than most people do. I do it by numbers, so field 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. I've already done 1. It took several hours. I spent a full game day. So as you see, it's 6:30 in the morning game time. This is the second day in game. I've spent a couple of days at this. I did sleep through the night till about 5 a.m. Trying to judge what time it becomes light enough to actually see what you're doing. Doing some of the work late at night, to me, it's too hard to see. So anyhow, let's get started here. So, and of course it saves now. It looked like we're going to start over on field 6. If I'm remembering right, I've already got field 3 ready to go. All I had to do was lime it. If it ever switches. As you can tell, it takes a little bit of time to load some of this in. So, looks like we're going to harvest 6. I have a harvester over there. I left a harvester up by 6 and 7 because of the road that goes up there, and you'll probably get to see that while I'm harvesting. The road is it's just a 2-lane road. It's very, very curvy and so on and so forth. This semi truck right here, I have another one, but I use this semi truck and trailer to haul the harvester up there, and it became pretty much a challenge going up it. Not just curvy, you're also going uphill at the same time. So bear with me while I tab through all this crap and find what I'm looking for. I kind of like setting up my view angles while I'm going through them. Might take a minute, and I apologize. Here we are. So right now I got field 7 behind me, 6 in front of me. A lot of the equipment that I use is modded. I have gotten these off of mod sites. Some of them I have tweaked them a little bit, and no, I will not share my mods. Most of the mods that I do run on here I got off of Papa Smurf's website, Farmer Boys Modding, and then some of them are little scraggly ones that I picked up here and there off other websites. So anyhow, we're going to get a guy started on this one over here. Looks like he's in about the right direction anyways. So yeah, for a 16x map, I've been very impressed with this map. It runs really smooth. I don't know if you can see the bottom right corner of my screen under my vehicle HUD, but I'm currently sitting at 47 frames right now. So let's go ahead and generate us a course real quick. Let's see. I don't know if I want to do a headland or not. I can't remember what's on the other side of this. We'll go ahead and do a headland anyways. So we're going to do one headland. We're going to do it counterclockwise this time and do it on turns. I'm still experimenting these headlands. It works really nice on maps that have very odd shaped fields, very curvature. It works really well on that. I used that a lot when I was playing on Western Australia, which I originally thought was a 16x, but found out later on it's a 4x, or maybe it's an 8, I'm not sure, but it still has large fields as well. So, it looks like this guy might be in the right neighborhood. Hold on. Just like any other worker, you kind of have to pre-start them sometimes. So, get this guy up here where he belongs, and you go to work now. So, with this being my first Let's Play, don't get me wrong, I'm, not sure what everybody wants to see. I've watched a lot of Let's Plays out there that other people do. I'm not trying to compete with nobody. Just, having a little bit of fun. Figured I'd show off and, do the things that I do. Maybe people will learn something from it. Maybe people will tell me in the comments of better things to do than what I do now. I don't want to bore anybody, so if there's something you don't like that I do on here, or something that you think I could do better, I take constructive criticism, keep it clean, keep it nice. But, other than that, I think we can all be friendly and just, exchange info. Hold on one sec. Alright, trying to keep from doing the coughing in your ear and sniffling like that, so. But, so anyhow, if you want me to do a Let's Play on a different map, I'd be game for that. I prefer big maps. I also prefer multi-fruit. And that was the one thing that almost kept me from playing this map, is it does not have any extra multi-fruits on it. But the size of the map and the way it's laid out and just how the map looks, it brought me to want to go ahead and run this map. And I haven't seen no Let's Plays or even a video review of this map, and I'm thinking about doing a mod map review. I've never done one of those myself either, so that would be a new learning curve. But so I'm gonna watch this guy here for a minute and let him get down to the other end of this field where he's got to make his turn. I want to make sure he's going to do his turns right. As big as these fields are and as big as this map is, I'm not worried about losing a little bit of product, but I don't want to lose a bunch. So the good thing with course play is that for the most part, it does get everything that you need it to get. It will do a pretty good job and only miss a little here and there. It's just sometimes reconfiguring the worker to, do turns the way you want, especially if you're doing a headland like I'm going to do right now. And as you can tell, that this is a pretty good sized field here. I'll let him get down to the other end. We got to look at the map, see what we're going to set up next, because with course play I can run a whole bunch of different workers just like you do your regular helper guys, but be able to keep people moving. As big as this map is, you almost need a handful of workers doing everything for you. So let's see how he does his turn here. The way I set up the turn, he should either square up now and get the end of it, which looks like that's what he's going to do. Sometimes they'll stop about half the width of that header and then get straightened up and then go ahead and square off the other corner and go again. Now, one thing I have noticed, and I'm curious if that's what this guy is going to do, is he's going to start to turn left, then he's going to straighten right back out, head right back for those buildings and them trees, just like that right there. And then for some odd reason, he'll go, oh crap, that ain't the way I'm supposed to go. And he'll hang a hard left, he'll get back on his course, and it will cause you to miss some, but it's not horrible, I guess. I don't have it in the game, but I do have the new version of TARDIS, which is the teleportation mod. So far, I haven't had a whole lot of luck with it. Don't get me wrong, it's a great little mod. It would actually be really beneficial on this map, but it's just not something that I use. I don't mind the driving around sometimes. TARDIS, I find, is really helpful when you need to get big equipment to weird areas like this up here, but that's why I'm using the semi-truck for, just to get everything where it needs to be and just leave equipment in certain places. So it looks like he's doing alright, so we're just going to leave him alone, let him do his thing. He's going to miss some like he did right there, but it is what it is. So what I've done here is, once this thing ever gets done saving, a little bit you can see. So field 1 here, to get there, you see the road here. This area right here, you end up driving through a tunnel. It's a 2-lane road. You have traffic on it. I have a friend of mine that has turned his traffic off on this version, but yet he still has traffic in places, so it's odd. So a lot of the big equipment that I've taken up here has been just left there. The same thing over here. I'm going to zoom in on this. I'm going to show you here in just a minute. But you cannot take this road to here. There's no way across. That is actually the roads, they end. And so you got to go down this road, and it just snakes up this hill. It brings you up on top of the mountainside, then it brings you up to these 2 fields. So that's why I left that harvester where it was at. Everything else is in nice big open areas, all 2-lane roads except for in the shop area. There's some sell points located right here, and then you got sell points everywhere. So all your animals is up here in this one area right here. It's got all of them: pigs, there's cow, there's sheep. Oh no, not all of them's up there, I'm sorry. There's 3 of them up there. The other 2 are over here. You got your chickies down here, and you got your horses here. I have not put any animals in yet. I was actually working on just go ahead and learn the map, get the fields going, get a little bit of stock going. I would brain farted on the day before in the game time and sold all the oats I harvested out of a field. So anyways, back to our field work here. Actually, before we do that, let's go find our tipper. I want to get that up here by field 6 because he's going to need it for too long. So let's see here. Service trucks. Yeah, there's one of my transport. That's a header trailer. I like that one better. It obviously pulls easier with a truck. I know typically a header trailer you pull up behind that harvester there, but this one obviously won't get this gooseneck. The reason I picked it though is because that header that I have, even folded up, is too long for most header trailers, and it doesn't clamp and lock in. It ends up sliding right off the stupid thing. So I went with something a little bit different. Let's see, that's a plow, we don't need that. Another harvester. So I've got a total of 3 harvesters right now. I probably need to buy another tipper. Probably double up some of my equipment. If I ever do get into doing multiplayer, I am going to have to double up this equipment. So here's our tipper. Let's go ahead and give this guy a ride. So right now where this guy's located at, I'll just open this up. I'm over here just south of field 1. This is the area I was talking about. It can be a challenge to bring some equipment through. It's not horrible. It is a wide tunnel. It can be done, but I just like to, just leave things up there. So our other area is where we're going to head to. where we got that harvester running, and you're gonna see what it's like going up that road. My first round up that road, I took just that pickup truck that had that header trailer on it, and I came around a corner and head onto the car. And of course the cars, they eventually will stop after they've probably bumped into you 3 times. But then obviously they're not going to back up and give you leeway, so it ended up being a challenge. Luckily I didn't lose the header out of the deal, you know, falling off the trailer or something, because for some odd reason it does not lock. But I did have to get it all unjackknifed and get it straightened out and get it around the stupid car that was in my way. And the traffic on this map, it's good and it's bad. The traffic on this map only moves 20 miles an hour. So if you decide that you're just going to follow a car with, you know, a harvester that's taking up the whole road, it's going to take you a long daggum time to get where you're going. Obviously, especially if you're putting it on a trailer. So you're having to pass up traffic a lot. But at the same time, at least when they do hit you, they're not going 80 miles an hour or 123 like I am right now. So we're coming up into the area where that road is. It's pretty crazy. One thing about this map is the railroad tracks are pretty smooth for the most part. That low loader trailer that I have that I haul the harvester on, it sometimes will drag, but not very often. This right here is where I have my most problems with frames, and I blame it on the trees. And my system probably could use a small upgrade, better graphics or something, but you gotta figure I'm running this on a Windows 7 that me and a friend built and improved, you know, made it run good. I don't have any kind of a love for Windows 10, it's more of a hatred. So anyhow, you go up this road and it's just a twisty, curvy, I don't even know of a road that I can compare this to that's real life in the US or anywhere else. I actually am a commercial truck driver. I hold a CDL, and I've driven on a couple of roads that were similar, but nothing quite like this. So this road makes it pretty interesting. And as you can see, these tight curves makes it hard to get that semi truck to turn. And if you're over here and you're halfway around the curve and then you meet a car head on, and you're kind of trapped, you know, you got to back up and get over out of their way and all that. Doesn't take long to get up here though. Is that harbor? I'm gonna do something real quick. Something I haven't done yet. Might take me a minute to back up off this bridge. I use on the top of my left, you can probably see my glance up there. That harvester's only at 47% capacity, so he's good for a few minutes. I have not checked out this road to our right. It, you know, it kind of looks like it connects to that other road, and it doesn't. I'll get over here in case a car decides to come rear-end me or something stupid. So I've never been down this road. I haven't even ventured it at all. So this truck's small enough we can venture off, and let's go see what's out this way. There's some really nice graphics with the way this map's laid out. Those cabins look really nice. Yeah, this is where this dead ends. About as far as we're gonna get anyway, so leave it right here. And the only way you're going anywhere, there is no staircase here. Looks like a ladder. So there's that other road way down yonder. Yeah, I tried coming this way the first time to get up here, but yeah, it's a nice little view from up here actually. Still kind of foggy, hazy morning, but yeah. So anyhow, let's go grab our truck and go ahead and get back to where we gotta go. So yeah, some of the stuff that I like about this map, like I was saying, that, you know, that's a really nice looking building. In a way it looks a little bit distorted to me, but It looks really nice. I don't know if that was transferred over from like 17 or something, or if that was something new that somebody completely built for this map. And I guess while we're at it, we'll do a little bit more sightseeing and we get over by the animals. So the animals are basically to the right and the left of this road right here. Field we're harvesting right there too. So there are some storage silos over here. I have not used them yet. I don't even know what they hold and how much they hold, but there's one. There's another one back around here. There is a spot to fill water up. I don't know if that'll charge you. I haven't bought no water yet. That's a third silo. A couple places to store some stuff. I don't know if you can open those doors or close them. So, but yeah, this is your pig area right here, obviously. And it's odd, I thought that I'd seen a pig in there. There's a couple of pigs in there. Let me take a look at something, because I don't remember buying any animals, so I don't know if maybe some animals came with it. There's a few maps that I have played that you started off with some animals. Oh yeah, it does. So, looks like you start off with about 2 of everything. And a full paddock of horses. Oh man. Alright, well I guess I need to get on to getting some product for these guys, so I did not know that. I am running another mod that is, I think it's called Animal Worker. It's version, I don't know, 2.3 or something like that. And what that mod does is it basically it takes care of your animals for you. It cleans up the manure, it cleans up their food mess, it feeds them, it waters them, the whole 9 yards. It does it at 7 o'clock game time every single day. And there's a little fee involved, you know, worker fee, you know, kind of like a hard worker fee. So I've got that mod on here, and I didn't know there was animals, so I don't know if it's actually taking care of them for me or not. So we'll just have to see what happens. I also have the horse helper mod. I'm sure people have heard of that one, but if you haven't, basically all that mod does is that at midnight it works all your horses, just like you actually did the riding on them. If you don't really know much about the horses, I just recommend that you go look it up. I probably will butcher it trying to explain it. So, alright, so we got a tipper out here. We're going to park it out of the way. I'm guessing that guy's fixing to start his up and down rounds. He's starting to do something. I guess he's going to go the other end and start. Oddly enough. Alright. So let's go ahead and start getting another field going here. Now, those ain't ready. 13, 14, and 16. Let's see if they need any work as far as liming and stuff. I got a truck for that. 13 needs lime, so let's go find our tractor that's got the lime spreader on it and take it over to 13. This is the part that I was complaining about earlier. I hate having to tab through all this stuff 100 times. And let's see. Oh, we're not too far away. Hold on. Alright, went into a little bit of a coughing fit again. Sorry about that. Hopefully I'll eventually get over this cold that I've got. Wow, I almost sideswiped that guy, didn't I? Let's see. I don't guess it matters which road I take. We'll just take this one. So right here where we're at, unfortunately the trees got in my way and I couldn't see where I was going. But basically behind my tractor now is the other farm area. It's your main farm. It's where we started at before I started tabbing around in vehicles. Your chickens and your horses located over there. You got a large grain silo system. I don't know what the capacity is on it, but it appears to hold quite a bit. I let this worker, this was the last worker that was running at nighttime the night before, and I let him finish his work, and then I went ahead and slept through the night until 5 a.m. Like I said, I was testing to see what time daylight started, and it was pitch black. And my preference only is I don't like working in pitch black environment. So excuse me. So once I got this guy done, I went ahead and fast forwarded through the night and got that over with. And I fast forwarded to 5 because I wasn't sure what time it would start in the morning. You know, the daylight would start coming up and whatnot. So I started at 5, and considering it was pitch black, I was driving my tipper around, and I hauled from 5 a.m. until about 6:30 in the morning. I hauled 4 or 5 loads. I took a load of wheat. I did leave some behind. I took a load of potatoes. I've already took 2 loads of sugar beets, and I think I got enough in there for another truckload. But anyhow, let's get this guy started up. Let's see. We're not going to... Yeah, we're going to do a headland, as much as I don't want to. The only reason I'm thinking I'm going to have to do a headland on this guy is that far street right here. I don't know how close it gets to that, so we're just going to run it that way. And I was off a little bit. Didn't even get straightened up as good as I wanted. Alright, and go to work. So, and as you see, 13 is not a very large field. It's roughly good size though. It's gonna take an hour and a half for this guy to run the lime on it. And let's check our harvester. So on our harvester here, he's got 2 hours, a little over 2 hours, so almost 2 hours and 20 minutes or so. He's been on this field a little bit, doing something. Alright, so we got him going. We got the other guy going. Come on. Alright, so 15 is ready, but I have another harvester. He's parked at 22. And what we're going to do is I normally would prefer to go ahead and do 15 now and then 22 later, but I already got a guy at 22, so let's go hop in that one. And let's get this guy to work as well. This is where the challenge might come in. I might need to go ahead and just buy another tipper and leave one down on this side and one up there, or at least have 2 tippers for multiple jobs going. Oh, I never unfolded the harvester. I thought the thing was already unfolded. Header was already unfolded, so. I do want to leave straw at least for a while, because heck of anything, I can always just sell the straw. So that proposes the next thing we need to do. We need to get a guy out here following him using another mod I have called Follow Me. Let's see if we can find a wagon. There it is. Now I ain't gonna lie, right now would be a great time to have the TARDIS teleport mod, because I could just instantly drop into that field and get going. But I don't have that mod in here, and I don't, like I said, I don't mind the driving at times. So just a question for everybody else that, you know, on Farm Sim, what kind of mods you guys run? Maps, vehicles, trailers, equipment, implements, whatever. Is there anything out there that's pretty cool that I haven't seen maybe? Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. If it's off of Papa Smurf's website, I've seen it. I probably have 80 to 90% of what he has available on there on mine as well. On my mods list, that is. And as far as maps, you got a map that you recommend that you run? I may or may not have it, and if I don't have it, I might be willing to check it out. Of course, these guys don't know how to use a stop sign correctly. They do use their turn signals though. Very surprising, to say the least. Also doing these Let's Plays. It might be on a different map or whatever, but a friend of mine who is also my roommate, we play, you know, various different things, and we do a little bit of multiplayer at times. Not all the time, but here and there. So I may start doing some videos with me and him doing multiplayer as long as he's game for it. There might be times I might just record something with no audio at all, you know. I'd like to be able to integrate some music in there, but we all know I don't want to do anything that's gonna, you know, be a copyright problem. Okay, cool. He is down this way. And it looks like our sunflower guy is getting pretty full. Now, like I said, as far as on the modded equipment here, this loading wagon here is the VDSB one that has the rakes on it, and I honestly don't even know what the capacity is on this thing. It holds a lot. The harvester, I do know that those hold 250,000 liters, and I did not even adjust those, if I'm remembering correctly. Now the dump truck, on the other hand, I've done a lot of tweaking on that truck. It's a great truck, done by Winston, and if you know his mods, he does really nice work. The only issue I really had with that truck when I first got it was it had the giddy up and go, but it didn't have the top end go. It would only do around 50-51 mile an hour. That was it. And my opinion, a semi truck, you know, or semi-style truck, it should be able to run a lot faster than that. I mean, like I said, I drive an 18-wheeler for a living, and yeah, they go a lot faster than that. And I was not intending to get the truck to run that fast. I did want it to run about 100, but one of my issues that I'm still learning with is the way that the specs are set up in the system. The way the configurations are written, I almost brutalized that truck in a way, to the point that I almost thought about re-downloading it and starting over. But I didn't want to have to start over. I've been looking at some guides to hopefully get it correct. And I'm eventually planning on sitting down and getting that truck correct. And it may end up still being about the same speed. But, and while I was at it, I did adjust the brakes on it. It stops way too fast, actually. I probably need to detune that just a notch. but it stops really well, which is something I always like. Um, it's slightly unrealistic, but I mean, we're playing a game. How much of this stuff is really realistic, in all honesty? So, and then at the same time, I also increased the capacity of what that thing would hold. I don't remember what it held in the beginning. Probably something around, I'd say 30 to 50,000 liters. I really don't know. I don't know what he had it set at. I kicked it up to 500,000. And at the time, I was running the 4X maps, and that was plenty of capacity to take care of a field. Well, unfortunately, by the time I came to this map, I started realizing the capacity wasn't quite large enough. So I doubled it and made it 1,000,000. So, like I said, there's going to be some unrealistic mods on here. It's not going to be everybody's flavor, and I get that, and I'm cool with you not liking it. You know, we all do our own thing. Me and my friend, when we play multiplayer, we've played various multiplayer games together. We both have different playing styles on every game we play. Um, so, you know, it doesn't bother me if you don't like it. We're all going to play the game the way we want to play it, and we're going to do the things we want to do the way we want to do it. I was only getting on here and doing this video stream just to show off, or not really show off, but just kind of show the way I do things and see if there was something out there people liked. So, and sadly, I have no clue how long we've been recording here. You're probably yelling at the screen, looking at the timing, going, "This time, dummy." But I run twin laptops. I run twin monitors on my desktop computer, and I don't know why, but in Farm Sim 19, I have certain things on my right screen, and it has took half of my OBS, which is my recording program, and it has drug half of it off that screen to the right. So what I can see is the game playing over there. I can see the recording going, but I can't see the times or the buttons or anything like that. The only way for me to see it is to tab out. Alright, follow that guy. Let's make sure these two don't get bunched up here. I'm fixing to have to go unload that sunflower in a sec. Said, I don't understand why it does that right there, because the little curl, get my mouse up, this little curl right there, some of this is going to get missed on the next pass, but I guess it is what it is. Alright, so we're going to leave these two alone. Let's do this. We'll say that this dumb truck, I like how it sounds, the horn. You know, it's got a little bit more realistic sound. I couldn't tell you the number of trucks that I played over in 17 before I settled on the one that I liked that still sounded like, you know, a Case farm tractor. Alright, yeah, I know that's a little unrealistic as well, because I just drove right to the middle of that header, but yeah, the outer headers are don't have collision on them, so that saves a little bit of time and energy. We'll just leave that truck where it's at then. Alright, well, let's just take a look at the map here and see what we got going on now. I'm contemplating on doubling up again on some of my other equipment too. So for each section, and there's this small section and the one field over here, all three areas, we'll call it, have a harvester apiece that's just got the all-in-one header, which works great, my advantage. But so that means a harvester is only doing 2 fields over here and 1 field here, and then one harvester doing all these other fields out here, depending upon what they got. And why are these withered? Let me go check something here. Weeds off. Oh man. Well, that's a learning curve right there. Plant withering was turned on, and I did not know that. Oops. Well, so I lost 2 fields right there. That sucks, but it is what it is. So let's see what we got. I think the rest of these fields are all they're going to need the regular harvester for. Like I said, that's why I might need to double up on what I got. So got sunflowers there. Got corn on that one. Wheat and barley. Canola and sunflowers. Well, that's withered. That's withered. It's on 25. 25. Oh, 25's got cotton. So let's. Where's the stupid thing? Is it right here? That might be it. All right. You know, I'm willing to test something here. So there's the sell point that sells the cotton. That's your biggest kicker when it comes to how you process the cotton. But I've got a little harvester here that has a header and it does loose. Now let's see. I want to paint this something. I've already got a sugar beet harvester painted white for. The only reason I did that was because the color palette for harvesting. It's a white crop on your map, but it's not really is. Oh, let's go with garlic. I want to try something out. I don't know how well this will work, but it's worth us giving it a test. So let's go ahead and get this thing painted up, match it up together. And let's run over to the shop rather than tab around. Close enough. There it is. One thing I've been wanting to test out is I want to test whether or not, I know the way that they built this base of the game is that cotton was to be baled and you deliver the bales. But what I want to try, and I've seen on a few other play groups, is doing loose. Been wanting to test this myself. And where did we say the cotton was? 25. Yeah. All right. So no, I'm not going to be loading this up onto a semi truck. Well, I guess I didn't like that stop sign, did I? My low boy trailer that I had the other harvesters on, it's not long enough to hold this harvester period, excluding the header. So it's a little unfortunate, but it is what it is. So we're going to try something out here. Let's run this down to fill 25. I want to make one pass. If anything, I'll do it myself. Make one pass of cotton, and then I guess I might have to buy a tipper. See if I can load it into that tipper and take it over to the sell point, whatever is the highest bidder as far as I'm concerned, and sell it. I think that was going to hit me. And the reason why I want to try this harvester will harvest a lot faster and a bigger, obviously, cut than that little cotton harvester that I have right now. Now that one cotton harvester I have, the ups of it is modded. It does have a larger capacity for bigger bales, and it does cut a little bit wider than the actual header, and it does cut a little faster. That's really the only perks. This one here has got a heck of a lot more capacity. Let's see here, what was the capacity on it? 1 million liters, so that's going to hold a fair amount of cotton. And I think this thing harvests around 15 miles an hour, which isn't too shabby. That'll get it done pretty decent. So I want to give that a try. And we'll just do it on camera for the fun of it. See how it looks. Sure does take a long time to get somewhere at 40 miles an hour, don't it? If there wasn't no traffic on the road, I could just let it go. Almost ready to make another glass of tea. I could be making a glass of tea and just let this thing drive down the road by itself for a while. It'll get there. Looks like our weed harvester is getting full. Alright, let's do this. Just turn these lights off. I don't think I need lights anymore. Alright, so let's get a truck. I typically go with this blue chrome. It looks pretty cool. But I've already got one that color, so we don't want green. Yeah, let's go red. Or red or black. Black chrome, what does that look like? It's not bad. Not my favorite though. Kind of like that. Let's do that. Let's go with this red metallic. And I'm just going to go with factory looking wheels. I don't like those other kind of weird wheels. The wheels ain't big enough in my opinion. They don't look right. And the good thing is that the shop ain't far from where Mr. Harvester's at. Oh yeah, that does look pretty good. It's not even sunny yet. Alright. These people like them to stop for stop signs. I'm not either, right? I don't need to go that far out. Is it just me, or does it just seem like every map that I play, or maybe maps that y'all play, that it just seems like there's a lot of loud background noise, like loud, I don't know, like the birds are loud in this map. There was another one I played, I believe it was called County Lines, that it just sounded like you were in the middle of a blizzard all the time. And I did play that one in Seasons with a multiplayer group. It just seemed like that map was just super loud. Not even harvesting anything. We're just driving down the field for no reason. Okay, I'm gonna step away from my computer, make a glass of tea. I'm gonna mute my microphone. Hopefully I won't be gone too long. I may just edit this part out of the map or the video. Be back. Okay, I have returned. Like I said, that may end up getting edited out a little bit. But that worked in a way because that means this guy here is ready to be unloaded. I didn't have to sit and wait for him, so I killed 2 birds with 1 stone. As you see, the guy was nice enough to back up and move over. Now I have crop destruction turned off, but if it was on, I would destroy the crop trying to get to him in one form or another. So the way horseplay is, you want to make sure, you know, it gets out of your way. The thing is, you want to get out of its way when it goes to go again. And off he goes. Sometimes it gets hung up on that pile. The downside of that big header is that it leaves a hell of a pile. So off they go to work, and see, this is where tabbing through is almost easier rather than hitting the save menu every time. But alright, is this my, why did my map do that? Alright, there's our little harvester. Let's go ahead and get on over so we can get this figured out. I'm really curious about whether or not this will work. Maybe I should have done this off camera, but yeah, why not, right? And if anybody wants to leave me any comments about this, tell me whether or not you've actually tried this idea of doing loose cotton instead of bales. If you've got a harvester like this, similar to this, or the exact thing. This harvester did come off of Papa Smurf's website. It's got a bunch of headers on it. The only problem that I ran into was one of the headers is listed as beetroot, and there's no header for sugar beets. So I did edit that in my XML to where it would do sugar beet for me. So there's that. And I believe I put it up in my Facebook page of me setting up to run on this map a couple times and whatnot. There's a picture where I flipped a harvester over. If you get just right with some of these vehicles, you can clip them, and I mean, it's pretty obvious that you can. And I clipped one of them, and driving the semi-truck with a harvester loaded on the trailer, and I knocked the harvester off the trailer and flipped it plumb on the stupid roof. And obviously I didn't want to reset it. It was almost a field one with it. And yeah, I finally got it flipped over and everything, but it took forever, or at least it felt like it. So far I've noticed on this map there's not a lot of light poles, so that's part of the reason why it's so dark. But I have noticed that these, I mean, obviously these trees, the buildings, just about everything has collision on it. There's not very much stuff that doesn't have collision on this map. It gives you more realism to it. Alright, so there's our cotton field. And what I want to do is, normally I would go ahead and set the course play up to do a circle. I'd just go ahead and come at straight up to it to the left. But I don't want to make too long of a pass on it. And it would be shorter if I cut the top of it off. So what we're going to do is we're just going to cut the top of this field off. We'll make one quick pass on it, and I'll either go get one of my other tippers, or heck, maybe just buy a third one, I don't know. So let's see here, let's see how this works. Oh, it's cutting the cotton, as you can see. I thought this was set for 15. When I got this, it was actually set for about 35 mile an hour or something, like 35, almost 40 mile an hour. Now the reason I dialed it back, there's been some debate, and some people have done some testing, including my friend that also plays, that if you go over 15 to 20 mile an hour, and I don't know what that is in kilometers, but it reduces your yield. And from what I've heard, if you're going faster than 15 to 20 mile per hour, you lose almost 20% of your yield. And I don't know about you, I don't want to lose any of my yield if possible, so do everything to protect those yields. So I dialed back every harvester header that I had, including these, to 15 mile an hour. That way I don't accidentally, go flying down a field and lose money. And one of the things I hadn't mentioned about with this map, the sell points on here, some of them have a factory name. For instance, there's one just basically called the Sugar Factory. It is not a factory like what we had in 17, where you're delivering, say, sugar beets or sugar cane to the sugar factory, and you're getting bags of sugar to, take to the donut factory, for instance. It's not set up that way. It's got a name like it is a factory, but it's just a true sell point is all it is. So, we've about got our strip cut here. I don't really want to be rushing to get back to unload anybody, but what we're going to do, just park this somewhere. The outer edge of this header also does not have a hit detection on it. So, what does this one got on? This is the wheat. So, let's, yeah, we'll go ahead and just dump this down at our silo farm. I want to first see if I can get that cotton in this. And if it gets it in this, then we're going to hit a sell point and find out whether or not it has to be built or not. And for those of you that may not be familiar with Courseplay, right above your map, when it's on that size map on your left corner, bottom corner, when it's that size, it will tell you if you've got a problem with one of your Courseplay workers. You've probably seen it pop up that my player is slipping, and that's because he's stuck on the straw piles, but he gets off them pretty quick. It'll tell you when they need to be unloaded, when they finish, if they're stuck, if you have it set up to where they're not buying their own products, say when they're seeding, it'll let you know when they run out. Odd things like, little things like that. So, but yeah, this is our little farm area. Pretty big silo area for a farmer, if you ask me. My only complaint with it so far is how slow it loads, but at the same time, how large my capacity is, it's kind of expected. It does not load very fast. That silo I'm passing is actually a biol silo that I put in my mod folder as well. Can't remember who made that one. BD made some. I don't remember which one. That one buys everything. It's the smallest one. It takes the least amount of space. And I found a lot of problems with trying to put silos and such on the map, as placeables. There's, around that farm area, there's very, very few places that you can actually put that stuff. We'll run up here and see if we get that cotton in this tipper or not. And then we'll need to go ahead and unload that sunflower real quick. Go ahead, that way you can get back to work. No point in paying a wage for somebody that ain't doing anything. So Yeah, I'm talking about this traffic, how slow it goes. I'm almost pacing this guy at about 22. So, yeah, they don't move very fast. And oddly, I'm only getting 33, 38, yeah, about 30 frames through here. Well, it's given that more equipment that you buy and have on any particular map, especially when you're getting into 4X and bigger maps, is going to cause frame rates. I don't know if anybody's familiar with over on 17, if you ever played over there, if you ever played a map called Maverick's Multi-Fruit. Oops. It's also been redone by a guy named Night Cop with permission from Maverick. He turned it into called Factory Farm, and it's got a crap load of farm factories on it, and I enjoy the crap out of that map. But anyhow, back before I discovered Factory Farm and I was just playing Maverick's Multi-Fruit, I had a tipper for every place you could go. And at first it was the it was the Tempty hopper bottoms. And I went with those because I used to pull that kind of trailer in the past. And I had probably close to 30 to 50 of them darn things everywhere with a semi hook to them. And my lagging got so bad that it would crash the game and do all kind of goofy stuff. Okay, so that's one problem. Does not take loose cotton. So what we're gonna do is we'll have to take that back. We need to go empty that other guy first. I'm gonna have to figure out how to unload that harvester. But what we will do for testing purposes, I'm gonna see about a sell point, and we'll drop that header and leave it there, and we'll see if we can sell the loose cotton on this map before we get too crazy with IDs. Oh, hit the collision point that time. Come on, open that pipe. Alright, so as far as sell points go, we have cotton on board. And let's see, cotton, the spinnery 2. Where's that at? Over here. Okay, that's not a horrible drive. So we're going to go there. And because I've got this thing in the way, I'll drop that header to there for right now. Excuse me. One less thing to have to fool with. A little bit slow at 40 mile an hour. That fast tipper will it'll spoil you. Kind of wondering. It's foggy right now, and I'm wondering if that has something to do with my frames. I know that I've heard different things about your frame rates can be interrupted by the weather conditions. We all know that bales can cause frame rate issues. You know, various things like that. Whoa, you're dummy. All right. That's what I get for passing him before he could turn, right? I do know that when I play maps that have a lot of trees on them, I get a lot of frame rate problems. Um, Anything that is basically a logging map, I have to avoid it like the plague. It causes way too many issues. And I know that obviously many people have ran into this, but if you have too many bales on a field, then it causes frame rates. As far as straw swaths, I haven't really noticed frame rate problems with that, but I'm guessing it could be there. I remember doing a multiplayer with a group of guys that ran seasons on county lines, and when all the snow was on the ground during the winter time, my frames would be in the toilet. But then once, spring came around and we had no snow on the ground no more, my frames weren't as bad. But I also heard that there was a lot of issues with that map when it came to the winter time and seasons in general on that map. So, yeah, it's hard to say. It's hearsay, I guess, in a way. Of course, if anybody knows better info than I do on that, then I'm all ears to hear it. So like right now, I'm hovering close to 40 frames. I know that when I get around the wooded areas, like over there where you go up that mountaintop, I get lowered frames. I'll say I have not ventured on this side of the map yet, or this corner at least. I don't even know what all's over here. I do know that up by that one area where the hill is, there's actually a military base up there. I might show that to you guys, just let y'all see it. Because it's definitely interesting. It's got helicopters, camouflage buildings, things like that sitting there. We got a guy that's full. Let's go ahead and unload this first. I'm gonna figure out. Ooh, they're coming this way, aren't they? Okay, like I said, I'm still a little new with the map. I don't know every nook and cranny and road. But obviously Tweedledee there was up my tailbone, so I had to keep moving. Let's go down this street. Good Lord, somebody's gonna take my license away before it's over with. So the Green's unload point, our spout is obviously on the left, so we need to go around this building this way. I have brought cotton here in the big square modules, and it works just fine doing it that way. I have cheated unloading a couple of times like this in the past, and what do you know? It takes it. I got 51,000 off of one little pass. So that's not too bad. Let's leave this here. Let's go unload that harvester. And I need to figure out a tipper or modify this tipper to take cotton, take it loose. Because in all honesty, it will be faster doing it the way I did it in the long run than it will be to use that other harvester. I think they pull out in front of me too, so I'm gonna pull out in front of them. So let's see here, where are we going? It's a long ride. I probably should just reset this thing. We'll just take it. Excuse me, 1 second. Alright, another coughing fit again. how this sounds, I guess. Alright, so let's get this thing loaded, unloaded, loaded into this truck. Like I said, I might have to work on this tipper. This is what I prefer to use. And don't get me wrong, I like the semi-trucks with the trailers and whatnot, but you can't beat the turning radius of a straight truck. This truck turns pretty decent. I prefer to turn a little more. I can't complain a whole lot about it. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. If I get this map to cooperate, I don't know why it does that sometimes. So we're going to have to do a little walking, but I do want to show you guys this, this little military base over here. I thought this was kind of cool. Maybe I should have started at the gas station, but oh well. So there's this road here. I've never really walked down this road, or been down this road actually. My friend was first showing me this and I'm like, oh no, I'm thinking Grand Theft Auto, you know, should be getting like 6 stars now and they're coming to get me. But I thought this was pretty cool, you know. I mean, obviously they're not working vehicles, but the detailing of the planes and stuff could be maybe a little better, maybe in the colors. I mean, it'd be cool to be able to jump in that, maybe take it for a drive. But I thought that was pretty cool the way they did this. You got a little helipad right here. Nothing over that way. A couple of helicopters. And it's sad, my father was in the Air Force. He was a jet engine mechanic in the Air Force, and yet I do not know my airplanes and my helicopters. I mean, I know what each of them are, but I don't know the different models and things like that. Yeah, I thought this was pretty cool. I actually forgot about the airplanes over here. I thought this was kind of cool. To some people, this might be wasted space, dead space, and yeah, I guess I can agree with you in opinion. What is this? There's a marker here. Oops. I wonder what goes in that. Almost like another sell point, maybe. So, yeah, got some tanks here. Those look a little glossy for me, but hey, you know, I'm not gonna knock the guy that built them. It could be the lighting with all the fogginess right now, but that's a lot of tanks. How many tanks we got here? What, groups of 3? So 3, 6, 9, 12. There's 16 tanks here. And then I think that's what, 4 airplanes over here? 4 airplanes over there, plus the 3 over there, plus a helicopter, and the tug truck. That's one big airplane right there. I think it's bigger in real life, I ain't gonna lie. Ooh, it's got a door on it. Can we get in it? Okay, that was a dream, right? So, yeah, anyhow, so I think I'm just gonna wrap it up right here for right now. Like I said, I want to mess with that truck, see if I can get it to take that loose cotton for us. But I appreciate you guys stopping in and checking out my video. Maybe I'll be able to make better videos, maybe quit jabbering on too much in the future. But any suggestions, comments, all, you know, respectful ones that is. You can throw them down in the comments. Any suggestions, feel free to put those in the comments as well. Or you can do it over on my Facebook page. I'll put the link down in the bottom for my Facebook group as well. So you can come over there and say hi as well. So y'all have a good one. We'll see you next time. Later.